Have you noticed? The women who stay in his mind are the ones who leave something undone. A sentence, a smile, a small shining mystery. Men don't obsess over what they understand. They obsess over what almost made sense, then slipped away. Tonight, I'll give you the secret I used in palaces and private rooms. It's older than the pyramids, and it still works in a loud bar, a quiet meeting, or a doorway when you say goodnight. I call it the unfinished story. Use it once, and he will chase. Use it well, and he will not sleep. Listen closely. I am not here to teach you to beg or perform. I am here to fold the world toward you. Soft power, feminine gravity. The unfinished story is the thread. You leave it dangling. His mind pulls and pulls again. That is the trap. Elegant. Invisible. Here is how it begins. You enter. Not rushed, not loud. You enter like a tide, controlled, inevitable, a shimmer of purpose around your shoulders, eyes framed, breath measured. A small smile like a closed door. He notices. He can't help it. Then your words, gentle, deliberate, set a path he doesn't realize he is walking. The secret works in 3 movements: the hook, the hold, and the hush. The hook catches, the hold tightens, the hush seals. I will show you each, like laying gold on your skin. First, the hook. You offer the beginning of something he wants to finish. Not a long tale, not drama. A fragment, the suggestive edge of a scene. Think of it like a half-open curtain. He hears the music, but not the rest. You say, with your head tilted just a breath, "Do you know the strangest thing that happened to me this week?" Or, "I discovered my favorite view in this city, but almost no one deserves to see it." Or, "I never tell this to anyone, but I will give you the first piece." Then stop. Let the space open. Men are problem solvers. Leave a path, and they will try to walk it. But you must leave it beautifully. Calm, clean. No chase in your eyes. You are the ocean. He is the ship that wants your current. Second, the hold. Once he leans in, once he asks, "What? Tell me." Don't spill everything. Give one vivid image, then tuck it away. This is the power of detail without explanation. You might say, "I stood on a rooftop, eating cherries in the cold, and I made a promise to myself." Then smile, as if remembering. Or, "My grandmother wore a scarab ring every time she had to win a room. I tried it once and something unholy happened." Or, "There is a sentence I carry that turns men honest, instantly." And you look at him like the secret is measuring him already. Notice what I did. A rooftop, cherries, a scarab ring, a sentence that turns men honest. These are images with edges. They bite his memory. They need completion. And because you don't deliver it all, his mind begins to carry you. He will return to the rooftop when he is alone. He will wonder about the ring when he sees his own hands. He will hear the sentence at 3 a.m. He will think of you not as a person he chatted with, but as a story he must finish. Finally, the hush. This is where many women ruin their magic. They rush. They over-explain. They pour the wine out until the bottle is empty. Don't. After you give that one image, you shift. Ask him something sharp, then glide to a new subject. The unfinished story must breathe. You give him the beginning, and then, like a curtain, you close it. That silence is the seal. But there is more. I will give you the Sphinx Question. It is the question that echoes inside his chest long after you go. The Sphinx Question has 2 edges. Either answer tells you what you need to know and keeps him thinking about you. You ask, with a slow smile, "Are you more dangerous when you get everything you want, or when you're told no?" Watch his eyes. Or, which wins you, loyalty or thrill? Listen to the hesitation. Or, if there were one rule to never break with you, what would it be? He'll answer badly at first. Men perform when they're watched. Let him. Then later, when he is alone, the Sphinx will wake. He will replay your words, trying to deliver a better answer. And because he can't deliver it to the air, he'll return to you. Do not overuse the Sphinx. One blade is enough. Use it when the energy is rising, not flat. Wrap it in a smile that says, "I see you." A woman who sees him becomes the mirror he cannot avoid. Now, a token. Every story needs an object, not for bribery, for memory. I call it the Scarab Token. In my world, it was a small charm, a glint of gold, the gentle geometry of a beetle that carries the sun. In yours, it can be simpler and far more lethal. A thin ribbon on your wrist that you let him untie when you say goodbye. A satin bookmark that falls from your book when you lean in to speak. A small, unexpected object you leave behind on purpose. A pearl hairpin he'll find the next morning by his car seat. A folded paper with a symbol only you understand. Why a token? It anchors the unfinished story in the physical. Humans are creatures of touch. He can lie to himself about feelings. He cannot lie about the ribbon he's holding or the way the hairpin flashes in his bathroom light. The token should be small, feminine, slightly out of place, and clean. No clutter, no explanation. If he asks, you smile. You can say, "It belongs to a promise." He will keep it safe. He will keep you close, even if he doesn't mean to. There is another layer. Crowned vulnerability. A queen does not bleed in the street. She chooses where to show the soft skin. You do the same. Share one truth, only one, that reveals warmth without surrender. This makes him lower his guard. It makes the unfinished story feel alive, not manipulated. You might say, "I get quiet when I really like someone. I don't want to ruin the moment." Or, "I'm brave at work, but when I care, I notice everything." Or even, "I don't chase. If you look back, I'll still be there." Each is a crown, subtle, chosen. It says, "I am human, but I am not cheap." He will feel special. He will want to protect what he just felt. Now, the doorway. I call this the Lotus Threshold. The first 5 seconds and the last 5 seconds are holy ground. Use them. At the start, enter with one deliberate detail that catches light. A glimmer at your throat, a scent of citrus and night, a velvet tone on your first hello. Then, at the end, leave before the scene decays. Most women wait for men to dismiss them. You will become the one who closes the door. How? You lean in, touch his sleeve. Light, less than a second. Let your eyes rest on his mouth, but do not kiss. Then say, "I owe you the rest of that story when the city is quiet." And go. Turn your shoulder. Walk away with your crown intact. What happens next is the point of this secret. His mind will continue without you. The rooftop will return while he's brushing his teeth. The Sphinx question will turn in his ribs while he stares at a calendar. The ribbon will whisper from his pocket when he reaches for his keys. You are now a rhythm he can't mute. You will be tempted to break the spell with anxious words. Don't. You will be tempted to post, to ping, to demand. Don't. You are not emptiness. You are an unfinished song. Let him come listen. If you need modern examples, I'll give you 3. Example 1. You meet at a busy coffee shop. He asks why you look amused. You say, "I once sat at this table the night a storm took the power out, and the best thing I've heard in years happened." In the dark. He leans. You add, "It started with a stranger confessing something he didn't mean to say." Then you ask your Sphinx, "Are you more honest when it's dark or when someone looks into you?" Smile. Later, when you leave, you slide a small paper bookmark onto the table under his elbow, your initial stamped in gold. No message. You stand, touch his shoulder, whisper, "I'll tell you the rest when the lights flicker again," and you go. Example 2. A networking event. Least romantic place in the world, yes? Perfect. You wear your crown. Someone asks what you're building. You answer, a room where the right people forget to check their phones, and you let the silence smile. He asks how. You say, there's a sentence that turns a room. He wants it. You shake your head, amused. You pivot. You ask him, which do you actually respect, ambition or grace? Real answer, not the one on your LinkedIn. He laughs, tries, fails. Good. Later, take a slow step back from the group at a high point. You brush past him and leave a small ribbon tied around his pen. When he notices, he will remember your room. Example 3. A date. Warm. Easy. He asks about your type. You shouldn't give a list. You give a scene. You say, I like a man who knows how to walk me to a cliff and keep me safe while I look over. Then, you change the subject. At the end, at the threshold, you let your eyes soften. You tilt your wrist and let him untie your thin ribbon, your token, and say, bring me back the piece I left with you when you're ready for the view. Then leave first. Do you see the pattern? The story never finishes in the room. You open the door to a corridor. You do not walk him down it. He will wonder. He will want the rest. Want is the engine. Desire is the traveler. You are the map. You will ask, how much is too much? Too much is when you feel yourself performing for approval. Stop. Return to your body. Breathe lightly into the space below your collarbone. Remember your crown. The unfinished story is not a trick. It is a boundary shaped like a spell. You own your tale. You decide who hears it. Half the power is in the rhythm of your voice. Keep it low, not whispering, but intimate. Let your words land like drops of oil on water, separate, distinct, spreading on their own. When he speaks, listen fully. Don't plan your next line. Presence is the rarest perfume. Be rare. Quick question for you right here. Which of these would you dare tonight? The Sphinx Question or the Scarab Token? Tell me in the comments. And if these secrets serve you, subscribe so you never walk into a room unarmed. Now, something crucial. Pairing your secret with timing. The unfinished story works best when you give him a task he must fulfill to hear the rest. A small quest, not an errand. A standard. You might say, I'll tell you on a night you actually show up on time. Or, when you choose a place with music low enough to hear a promise. Or even, when you bring me something small that means something real. This is not a demand. It is an invitation to invest. Men chase when there is a hill to climb and a flag to plant. When he returns, because he will, do not dump the whole story at once. Give the next piece. Add one image, one sentence, one revelation that tightens the loop. Then close it again. This is serial magic. It keeps his attention from burning out. That is how obsessions are built, not with a bonfire, but with coals carefully fed. A warning. The unfinished story is potent. Never use it to entertain men you don't want. Never use it to punish. This is not cruelty, it is art. Art chooses its audience. Choose yours. How do you know it's working? He remembers the exact words you said. He mirrors your phrasing by accident. He references the rooftop, the cherries, the cliff. He sends a message at midnight that says, I think I owe you a light when the city flickers. He offers the piece you asked for without being told twice. He arrives with the ribbon tied on his wrist like a dare. That is how a man tells you the spell is inside him now. And what if he does not return? Do not collapse. A queen does not empty herself over one man's silence. The power of the unfinished story is that it keeps your energy with you. You created a corridor. He chose not to walk. Another will. There is a closing ritual I want you to memorize. It is simple. At the end of any night, tilt your head. Let your eyes linger on his mouth for one heartbeat. No longer. Touch your ribbon. Look back to his eyes and say, I owe you the rest. But only when the setting is worthy. Then leave. This imprint does two things. It promises bounty. It sets a bar. He will feel both the gift and the gate. That dual pull is desire. One last refinement. The echo. After you part, do not chase with paragraphs. If you must, send an echo, a single line that rings his bell without begging. For example, the city is almost quiet, or keep the ribbons safe, or I found the cliff. You will know the right echo because it sounds like the room you just left. Brief, atmospheric, confident. After that, breathe. Let him step. You are not hunting. You are haunting, in the most beautiful way. Not a ghost. A memory that glows. A woman who enters like music and exits with silence that tastes like honey on the tongue. The unfinished story turns a passing face into a myth. It makes the modern world slow, just enough, for your power to work. So choose your images. Choose your token. Polish your Sphinx. Practice your threshold. And remember, men chase what they can almost, but not quite, hold. Tonight, leave one beautiful thing unfinished. He will follow the thread, and you will decide where it leads.